What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we're going to be checking out one of the most electrifying and most powerful Prismatic Warlock builds that's currently available. This build is absolutely perfect for taking on the legendary campaigns and other in-game content like dungeons and raids. You'll have a vast arsenal of overpowered weapons to take down even the biggest enemies without ever putting yourself at risk of dying. At its core, this powerful build revolves around the use of the Getaway Artist Exotic Gauntlets, in combination with the Bleakwatcher and Feed the Void Prismatic Aspects. With the synergy that's created between this exotic, these aspects, and other areas of this build, we'll have as many as 3 autonomous turrets helping us clear through anything that's in our path. The Getaway Artist comes with the Dynamic Duo intrinsic trait, so whenever you consume your grenade, you'll become amplified. This will give us a speed boost, improved weapon handling, and increased reload speed. This will also summon a Sentient Arc Soul that will stay by your side for 20 seconds. And these little arc buddies are going to give us a lot of extra firepower. And as they strike enemies, we'll gain bonus grenade energy, allowing us to summon even more arc buddies. And since we are using the Bleakwatcher Aspect, every time we create an arc buddy, we'll also be creating a Stasis Turret. It's not going to follow you around like the Arc Soul does, but it will stay in a fixed location, slowing and freezing any nearby enemy. And with the rapid regeneration that we'll have on our grenade energy, we'll be able to have between 2 and 3 of these up at once. And since we are using Feed the Void, every time we get an ability final blow, we'll be triggering Devour. While Devour is active, every additional final blow is going to extend its duration, and it's going to grant us bonus health and grenade energy, which will really boost our ability of spawning these arc buddies, and still giving us enough energy to use our normal grenade. We could add another automated turret into this equation with the use of the Helion aspect, but I would much rather have the increased survivability that Feed the Void provides. Between the energy that Getaway Artist and Devour provide, we'll be able to maintain a steady stream of arc buddies and stasis turrets, as long as we're engaged in combat. As far as our base grenades, we're using storm grenades for the raw damage, but if you want to add an extra layer of crowd control, I would recommend using suppressor grenades, which would also provide us with a form of weakening. When it comes to our choice in super, we're currently going with Nova Bomb, which will give us a high-powered super to finish off those big bosses and champions. As far as fragments go, we've got the Facet of Balance, and this is going to help keep our melee and grenade energy fully charged. Defeating targets with light-based energy grants bonus melee energy, but defeating enemies with darkness-based energy grants grenade energy instead. Since we have a mix of both of these spread out between our abilities and weapons, we should have pretty optimal uptime of all of our abilities. We are using Facet of Purpose, and this will work differently based on which super we have selected, but whenever we collect an orb, we'll gain a Void Overshield because we are using Nova Bomb. We intend on making a lot of orbs with this build, which is why we are using armor mods like Siphon, Heavy Handed, and Reaper, so we should be able to have a steady supply of overshields. To improve our survivability even further, we're using Facet of Protection, so whenever we are surrounded by enemies, we will gain bonus damage resistance, and when Transcendence is active, that damage resistance will get stronger. And because of how we have this build set up, that Transcendence energy is going to get recharged really fast. We're using Facet of Grace, so whenever we defeat enemies with kinetic weapons, we'll gain bonus Transcendent energy. We'll also gain bonus energy when defeating enemies with our super, and that's going to give allies bonus Transcendent energy as well. While we are Transcendent, we won't be able to consume our grenades to create arc buddies, but we will have that overly powerful Void and Stasis grenade that absolutely melts. And if you activate Getaway Artist before Transcendence, you'd still have that arc buddy and Stasis turret helping you out through that Transcendent buff. The last fragment that we're using is Facet of Dawn, and we're using this because it's going to grant us radiance whenever we strike enemies with a charged melee. This is something you could also achieve by using the Radiant Orbs artifact mod. While we are Radiant, our weapons will deal 20% extra damage, making it a lot easier to regenerate that Transcendence when using kinetic weapons. And while we are Radiant, all of our weapons will be able to pierce barrier shields. To help us regenerate that Transcendence as fast as possible and give ourselves an extra autonomous turret, we have elected to use the No Time to Explain exotic pulse rifle. This exotic comes with the Rewind Again and Time Slip intrinsic traits. Precision shots and shots against slowed or frozen enemies will return ammo directly into the magazine, and this is something that will be easy to pull off since most every enemy will be slowed or frozen thanks to the Bleakwatcher. And once Rewind Again reaches 10 stacks, a little space portal will open up next to you. It'll follow you around and target enemies automatically, just like the Arc Buddy does. So at any given time, we will have an Arc Buddy, a Space Buddy, and a number of Stasis Turrets, helping us rip through those enemies. And thanks to a couple of select artifact mods, we'll be able to have that Transcendence and our other abilities recharged a lot faster, and we'll be able to add extra levels of survivability. With the use of Galvanic Armor, we'll take less damage from enemies when we are amplified, which we should have an easy time maintaining, since Getaway Artist will trigger that whenever we consume a grenade. We're also using Void Hegemony, which is going to grant us an additional overshield whenever we defeat weakened enemies, and we can easily weaken enemies with the use of our Nova Bomb or our suppressor grenades. And by using Transcendence, we will gain bonus grenade and melee energy while we are transcended. And when Transcendence is active, weapon final blows are going to generate bonus light and dark energy to help regenerate our next Transcendence. With all of these abilities feeding back into themselves, we'll have incredible uptime of all of our light and dark based abilities. We'll have a ton of these little autonomous turrets, and all of our weapons are going to be dealing bonus damage, giving us all the power we would ever need to annihilate anything that's in our path. When it comes to our choice in legendary weapons, our main goal is to complement the use of No Time to Explain, and our focus towards grenade use. Weapons with Demolitionist would really help regenerate that grenade energy even faster. Weapons that have Disruption Break would give the No Time to Explain an additional damage bonus to help get our Transcendence back faster, but that's only going to be after that legendary weapon breaks an opponent's shield. And stasis weapons that feature Chill Clip, Headstone, or Cold Steel would help us activate the No Time to Explain Space Buddy even faster. As far as our armor and our armor mod selection goes, our main character stat to focus on will be Resilience and Discipline. We're using several armor mods that will help recharge our grenade energy even faster. So we've got Bomber, Innervation, and a Grenade Kickstart mod in combination with an Elemental Charge. This way, whenever we have armor charges active and we consume our grenade, bonus grenade energy will be instantly restored, giving us upwards of 33% bonus grenade energy. Whether you're heading into Legendary and Master Lost sectors, campaign missions, dungeons or raids, or just general gameplay, this Getaway Artist Prismatic build is going to give you all the survivability that you could ever need, while giving you the most overpowered combinations of abilities that's going to help you overcome the most challenging of encounters. There's a ton of powerful combinations within these Prismatic builds, but the Getaway Artist, in combination with all of these turrets, makes for one of the most fun and exciting builds that I've ever had the chance of using. So if you haven't tried the Prismatic Warlock with the Getaway Artist and the No Time to Explain, well, it's about damn time you try it, because this thing absolutely cooks. And with that said, that's going to bring us to an end of today's build video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's build and what build you've been using the most so far here in Final Shape. Let us know down in the comments below. If you need help getting this build set up for yourself, you can visit the Destiny Item Manager link that's found in the description, or you can visit the Mobilytics link that's also found down there. And if you're a new Guardian just starting your journey, or a battle-hardened veteran just looking for a new home, then be sure to check out the Discord link that's also down in the description. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below. along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really do help support the channel. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.